It was a wild night at the National Hockey and Entertainment Center as the Huskies and Mavericks went toe-to-toe. Emotions ran high as St. Cloud State tried to rally and force overtime. Tonight, the Huskies have to fight back, take control, and make sure that the Mavericks are not welcome in the Huskies' jungle. Winter has arrived in St. Cloud as the Huskies and Mavericks wrap up their series tonight here on Charter Extra. Hi everybody, I'm Jim Rich along with former Husky All-American Mark Parrish, and what a wild game we saw here last night. 6-5, goals all over the place, defensive miscues by both clubs, and both coaches basically just shook their heads after watching that.
Yeah, no coach. Dean Blaze is happy he's got the win, and that's about it. He's happy his forward scored some goals, and yeah, he doesn't want to give up 5 goals. He knows he's not going to win a whole lot of hockey games giving up 5 goals.
Yeah, it was a strange night to say the least for both the Huskies and the Mavericks. So, game 2 comes around. Obviously, both teams want to change things up. How do the Huskies change this into a victory for them? And let's take a look at the keys to tonight's game, brought to you by St. Cloud Subaru.
First and foremost, you're going to hear it a lot when you become a college player, and even more when you become professional: turnovers. You cannot turn the puck over. Puck management. If they make the team go 200 feet to beat you, you got to make it hard on them. They're going to score goals. Mistakes going to happen. You just got to roll with it and limit them as much as you can. It's not a perfect game.
Special teams last night. St. Cloud 2 power play goals, didn't give up even a shorthanded situation, so that obviously worked well for them.
It did. They did win the battle last night, and it's a rarity that usually if you win that little battle in the game, it's a clue that you're going to win the game. It shows that you're intense, you're ready, you're outworking the 4 guys that are on the ice. And well, that goes into the last thing with the full 60 minutes, is intensity. He wants to see his team go out there and just lay it all on the line. That's the easiest thing for a coach to see: effort.
Yeah, and we saw not a lot of that last night. We saw spurts of it, but not enough to get the Huskies the win.
Yeah, exactly. You take out that second period, and it's a pretty good game.
All right, let's hear what the head coach has to think. He's downstairs with our Julia Allen.
Thanks, guys. Now, Coach, last night was a game. You had the quantity of shots, just not the quality. How are you going to get the puck in the net tonight?
Well, I'm not sure about that one. We scored 2 on the power play. We scored 5 last night. If we do that most nights, we're gonna win a lot of hockey games. The problem for us last night is we didn't keep it out of our own net, and we're gonna have to really manage the puck a lot better tonight and limit play a much better job, do a much better job in our own defensively. And that was the critical cost for us last night, was falling down and the lapses we made defensively. We had a lot of chances to score, and we did score a lot of goals, but you can't give up 6 in your own building.
And your freshman had a hat trick last night. How are you reacting to that?
Well, we like it. I can tell you that. That's 3 games in a row now where our freshmen have scored all our goals, and that's a good sign. We're moving in a good direction. Tonight we just need a much concerted effort with everybody and spread some scoring around and get our older guys back on the score sheet for us.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach, and good luck.
You bet.
Now we'll go to Alec Osmus with Mavericks head coach. Alec?
Thanks a lot, Julie. I'm joined here with Coach Blaze once again. Now, Coach, last night, a big offensive night out of your team, a big night out of Ryan Walters. Is there anything you'd like to see differently out of your team here tonight?
Yeah, we can't play racehorse hockey. We knew that St. Cloud's a very offensive team. We did a lot of chasing, a lot of running around, but give them credit. When it was 6-3, usually the game's over, and they came back, and we were lucky to get out of there with a win.
Well, good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
The Mavericks are ready for game 2. Jim, Mark?
All right, thanks very much, Alec. And Coach Blaze, the lucky tie returns again. The green goaltender is back, but there's a change in nets for the Mavericks. But first, let's start with Ryan Farragher. He gets the start again. He got taken out after 2 periods of play last night, but it was not his fault.
It goes back to what you brought up on the air last night. You're protecting your goal, you're protecting your guy. You also got to get young guys in minutes. You got to get young guys a chance to play, otherwise they're just going to be shell-shocked when they're forced to play if something does happen to Farragher.
And on the other end, it'll be Anthony Stolars. This will be our first look at this freshman, and he hasn't gotten a lot of work behind Faulkner, so it'll be interesting to see how he handles the pressure tonight.
Yeah, especially with the superstition with Dean is with his tie.
Exactly.
It's shocking to see a goalie. Yeah, Faulkner just played great last night. He made the saves that he had to. He didn't do anything spectacular, but he didn't have to. He made the saves, and he gave his team a chance to win the game. And the thing when you run into a young goalie, there's no book on him. Now St. Cloud's got to shoot the puck, and hopefully they won't stand on his hand.
All right, it'll be an exciting night, and we have it for you. Coming up next here, the Mavericks and the Huskies go at it one more time, and hopefully the Huskies can end their short 2-game losing streak here tonight. Opening face-off coming up next. It's hockey night in St. Cloud, and it's also time for Winter Nights and Lights, the parade that takes place in downtown St. Cloud, and it was a festive evening to say the least. And for the UNO Mavericks, a couple of lineup changes, mostly in the fourth line. Aaron Pierce has been at him. Charlie Adams is also in on that fourth line. The starters tonight, they go with the big line, Sambo, Walters, and Archibald. They had a huge night last night against the Huskies. Magna and Schuster, the defense. Meanwhile, St. Cloud State moves Jimmy Murray to center. And that's kind of an interesting move by Bob Motzko. And then we look at the starters, Dowd, Morley, and Hanowski. Of course, Morley with the hat trick last night. Prochnow Jensen on defense. Farragher gets the start again, and as we get farther there and puts the puck back out to center ice. Here's Gravel now with it. Last year, a member of the World Junior team for the United States, plays it in deep.
This is where St. Cloud has really got to win the game tonight. They've got to wear down these big D-men down low, keep it below the goal line, keep UNO from having that transition game, those forwards taking advantage of it and really controlling the game like they did last night.
Now Quint trying to force his way in on the far side, knocked away from him. Montpettit tried to flip it deeper into the zone. Instead it goes over the glass and out of play. Here you get a look at Brock Montpettit, junior forward, and he has certainly developed into one of the more interesting players that Coach Dean Blaze has used, and he's got a unique combination of talent here. They say it was the Huskies, and apparently it was a Husky pushing one of the Mavericks into the net, so the faceoff stays in the zone. And here you see how St. Cloud State, they knew this was a talented freshman class, but I don't think they were expecting this. 10 straight goals by the first-year players.
It's great. On one hand, it's a great thing to see your freshmen contributing this early on. On the other hand, you still want to see your older guys being the leaders and your go-to guys. So it's a catch-22. You want to see your freshmen feeling this comfortable. And
moves it ahead. The defenseman in by himself gets the shot on goal and forces Farragher to hold on. And it gets a draw in the offensive zone. We'd like to have you join us via Twitter. Follow us at HP Hockey. Get involved, and already some of the fans getting involved with the conversation tonight. Here's hoping for a Saturday victory and getting us closer to first place. Go Huskies. And the Huskies fell from second to fourth because of the loss last night, as both Minnesota State and Nebraska slipped ahead of the Huskies in the WCHA standings. Lofts it rink wide, connects with Brodzinski. Johnny trying to get it out front. That was blocked, and it went out of play and into the seats. And Morley certainly had a night to remember, his first collegiate hat trick. And basically, just in 2 games, he's got 4 goals. Drew LeBlanc, the last to score a hat trick as a first-year player. He could have had 5 last night. He had some great chances.
Now you get on the wing with Drew LeBlanc or get anywhere on the ice with Drew LeBlanc. Boy, you better have your stick down. It's coming.
Casilla couldn't get to it. Jensen, though, holds it in, gives to LeBlanc in the circle. Back to Jensen, score!
I don't know if the people at home could see the relief on Jensen's face for that going in to finally pop that first one. But let me tell you, he is excited, and now I cannot wait to see him settle down and play the game. He is a special player that just needed to relax a little bit. He knew one was going to go in eventually. Just keep shooting the puck. LeBlanc with the patience of taking it in, setting it up again, saying up about this LeBlanc. Waits for Jensen to set it up, puts it right in his wheelhouse. And good traffic in front of the net, great traffic in front of the net. Shoot the puck, it goes right by the goalie. Goalie doesn't have a chance. And thinking a lot isn't good for a hockey player. You should just go out there and play in reality.
It's hit. It's a penalty coming up. Hopefully, though, Dowd pops back up, and hopefully he's okay. A penalty call coming up here against the Mavericks. Huskies already with a 1-0 lead, looking for more. Here's the penalty call. Brent Gwint gets a knee into Nick Dowd, and they have given him a 5-minute major penalty.
You see that happen. It's not an intentional knee. He's not trying to stick out his knee. He hasn't beat him. He's trying to cut back. It's not intentional, but you have to control your body. You have to understand position, what position a guy's in, how dangerous it is to get him hurt, and the injuries that can happen. I feel that pain. I've been on the other side where you're just trying to cut back. The guy makes a move. You're trying to play him and go shoulder to shoulder, and
now
your knee's there.
And Gwint has been ejected from the game.
I would have liked to heard what he said to him.
I think that goes with obviously they're calling it an attempt to injure,
yeah,
I guess.
would assume.
5 minutes for kneeing and a 10-minute misconduct. And now we're going to get more penalties called here. And Hanowski is going to the penalty box along with Schuster.
Interesting trade-off. Neither coach wants to see either one of these guys leave the ice.
No. It's right at the top of your screen. And basically a couple of slashes. And the referees, I think, are just trying to get control of this.
Yeah, exactly. The last call that was made, motions are.
Now they advance it. White across the line. Feeds it into Anilowski. Oh, what a save by Farragher. And then he covers up. But what a great short-handed bid with White and Anilowski.
He extended that big toe as far as he could to make that save, and it was a great one. It was a big save coming off of the chances they had at their end. There's that transition game at UNO again. They're jumping, they're ready to go. They've always got somebody. D-man 4, they just always have somebody coming through with speed. Huge save by Farragher to keep this game up 1-0 for St. Cloud.
Now here's Prochnow, slips it down low. Hanowski goes to the net. And Stolers has got it covered. But Hanowski with a good drive to the net. Trying to jam it home.
Dowd, Prochnow, I'm sorry, I blinked at the wrong time, but what a pretty pass. Prochnow drawing that D-man to him, giving it to Hanowski. I don't know if it was bouncing a little bit. It looked like he was kind of, oh yeah, it just rolls on it, you know. Yeah,
right at the rebound and back the other way. Mavericks come 2-on-1. White with the shot, he scored.
Very nice shot, nice look off. Caught Farragher. I don't want to say it looked like it caught Farragher cheating on the pass, but I'm pretty sure that got redirected off our D-man. I'm pretty sure. So it's when it gets redirected that quickly on a goalie. Oh yeah, that went off his shin pad. Oh yeah.
Prochnow trying to block the pass across and inadvertently had it skip off his leg and go upstairs. And Matt White ties this in 1-1.
It's a very good play by Matt White. Look off.
The J&G awning weather report, which could be pretty interesting with the snowstorm moving in. And we'll also have a player interview and much more. And coming out of that altercation as we were going to break, matching penalties have been called. Coach Motzko not too happy about that, but Mr. Oliver goes to the penalty box.
Refs are doing their best to put a lid on it as fast as they can in the first period.
4-on-4 hockey now for the final 4 seconds, and then that will carry into start period 2. There's the horn to end the period, and the Huskies are not trailing after one, and that's big for them. The last 3 games, they have been behind after the first 20. We're tied at 1 after 1.
Want to hear what Coach Motzko has to say about this weekend with UNO? Check out the Bob Motzko Show at the Green Mill Monday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. Coach Motzko is joined by KNSI's Don Lyons at the St. Cloud Green Mill. All tied up after 1 at the NHEC. Stats and highlights coming up after the break. We'll be right back. And welcome into the studio. 1-1 after one. This is the Preferred One first intermission report. I'm Alec Osmus. Thanks for tuning in. As I said, things all tied up at the NHEC. With that, we're going to hop into the highlights from that big first period. Now remember, Huskies losing last night, a tough 6-5 loss, coming in looking for a little more revenge here tonight. Huskies picking up on the power play here, 2 for 4 last night. Nick Dowd getting a good look here. However, Stolar shuts the door halfway through the period here. Drew LeBlanc dishes it out of the circle. Nick Jensen lasers this one in. His first of the first goal of the game, first of the season for Jensen. 1-0 at this point in favor of the Huskies. Soon after, UNO on the power play. Nick Dowd with open ice for the short-handed opportunity. Has all day. Look at that huge sheet of ice for Dowd. Nice move. However, Stolar shuts the door there, keeping Dowd off the score sheet on that one after a collision with Dowd leading to a 5-minute major. Once again, Huskies getting opportunities here, unable to capitalize, coming up empty-handed on the 5-minute major. However, UNO would capitalize on the St. Cloud's 5-minute major here. Matt White gets a shot on the 2-on-1. He ties the game at 1 apiece, and that is where we currently stand. That's Matt White, his 7th of the season. 1-1 after one. Shots on goal, St. Cloud on top of that category, 13 to UNO. Now things kind of shifting around a little bit after last night. No longer a couple of two-way ties between St. Cloud and the Gophers. So St. Cloud has dropped down to tied for 4th with Minnesota State. With concussions at an all-time high in all athletics, St. Cloud State is keeping an eye on our Husky athletic players with concussions. Lindsey Branwall has more.
As the empty seats in the NHEC fill, fans are looking for a rough and tough game of hockey. But what those on the other side of the glass may not know is how serious some of those hits can be.
The head inside the helmet can hit the boards, can hit the ice.
Not uncommon in sports or in hockey, concussions are where the brain hits one or more sides of the skull, interrupting electrical and nerve functioning for the brain. Head athletic trainer for SCSU, Julie Alexander, says concussions sit on the mellow side of a traumatic brain injury.
A lot of doctor's appointments.
Husky hockey forward David Morley sat last season out due to a concussion.
It was really tough last year, just the unknown of not knowing when I was going to be back or if I would end up playing again.
He's back on the ice now. Referees are cracking down to prevent possible concussions and head injuries.
Head contact they're really focusing on. They want to get that out of the game too. So if you make any contact to someone's head when you hit them, you're probably not going to be playing the rest of the game.
Alexander explains the collegiate approach can seem extreme, but it's the only option to keep athletes safe.
Definitely a very serious topic. Intensity picking up at the National Hockey and Event Center period number 2 coming up right after the break. We'll be right back.
Back here, and you can see the snow starting to fall. Look at the creativity of our crew. How about that?
They must all be artists. That's that.
The future of television looks bright with these guys coming up.
Nice to see they're just bumps and bruises, which a bit of a badge of honor in our game.
Last night he got hit with that shot. And now a high hit by Archibald behind the play. And no penalty call. One of the Huskies is down. We'll be back with more after this. David Morley still on the ice after taking that check along the near boards. And now it looks like he's up and should be all right, but here it is. He'll play it in. Then he's cutting to the bench, and Archibald comes in and throws a shoulder into him and knocks him to the ice. And now Morley skating to the bench under his own power.
You know, football has that launching rule. Kind of go at guys' heads, and you know you got to pay attention. You got to have your head up. You don't want a puck stare. You got to put onus on Morley on that.
Sorry.
Those are the plays where you know you worry about concussions and you worry about the safety of players. I mean, you could clearly see Morley's turning left,
and the puck is gone.
I mean, the puck's gone, and you know that's his point. You can see also my other point. Morley is watching the puck. Don't watch your pass. Don't watch the puck. That's what happens, but. I'm quite torn on that, what I want to say. It's just, but it's, you know, it's...
Well, if they want to take out the needless shots to the head, we just had an intermission feature on concussions and how the officials are to protect the players. That's a golden opportunity when it's a defenseless player not expecting the hit. It's just like as you were mentioning in the NFL, you can't hit a defenseless receiver.
he's turning into the hit. Everything was working against Morley for that hit. And
now back in comes the Mavericks. They go right to the net. And Farragher gets run over, and he's not happy about that.
Goalies don't like getting bumped at all. Not a goalie ever in any league that's ever liked getting bumped.
Now that was incidental contact. He really had nowhere else he could go.
Yeah.
But look at Coach Motzko. He's seen enough of this already. The Mavericks have been flexing their strength in this game tonight.
You know, Morley has gone into the locker room after that big hit, but right before that big hit, Gravel actually walked into the locker room with the trainer as well, so we'll keep an eye on both of them. Jim and Mark?
All right, thanks very much, Julia. That's right. Gravel kind of got lost in the shuffle, but he too went to the bench very slowly. And so 2 Huskies have gone to the dressing room so far. Hopefully it's just for precautionary reasons. Physical all the time, and that's what we've seen in this game here tonight.
It's a huge part of hockey. It's like I said before, hit or be hit. It's you're going to move up. People are just going to keep hitting it. They don't take any breaks on anybody. And the more skilled you are, the more you're going to get hit.
Huskies control. Thorson gets it back to the point. Long shot, and the save is made. And look at that, Metrobus. The fans putting up the sign, promoting one of our sponsors, and Metrobus reminds you that they are the people picker-uppers. Pretty good handiwork. Must be some art students down there. Now Young flipping it ahead, Archibald after it. And he's run into the end wall trying to turn there by Prochnow.
I wouldn't be asking for anything if I was Archibald after
Now coming out of the corner, backhander right on, and Stollers has got it. Good work by Thorson to win the battle in the corner and muscle his way out front to get that backhander on goal. And here's what happened to Archibald at the other end.
that wasn't even really a hit, so I don't really see what he can be upset at. I mean, yeah, he's pushing him from behind a little bit.
Sell it there a little bit into the Husky end. Lots of tweets here tonight. The FSN North girls say the boys from St. Cloud State University have the definition of hockey hair. And that is certainly the case here. The group of Tim Daly, Corey Thorson, Nick Jensen, Nick Dowd, and David Morley, along with Ben Hanowski, are growing their hair to donate it to Locks of Love once it reaches the proper length.
It's so nice to see young guys not care how they look and do it for charity.
No scoring in the second period, but a lot of hard work done by both teams. We're even at 1. We'll be back with our second intermission right after this timeout.
Back at the National Hockey and Event Center, a scoreless second. I'm here with Jimmy Murray. Jimmy, you did a great job in Alaska last weekend. Now you've moved up to center. What is it like to take that role as a freshman?
It's nice. You know, it's a pretty comfortable transition because I played center last year, and right now I'm just trying to do whatever the coaches need me to do.
And what is it going to take to win this game tonight?
I think we just got to keep playing the way we're playing, maybe get a little bit more shots on his pads. He's coughing up a lot of rebounds, and I think if we do that, we can pop a couple here in the third.
All right, thanks a lot, Jimmy. Good luck.
Thank you.
And when we come back, we'll have Alec Osmus joining us in the studio. For now, tied 1-1 after the second period.
Archibald with Walters, hits the trailer. Schuster puts it in the crease, they score! Schuster bangs it home. And now it is a 2-1 Maverick lead.
Turnover at the blue line. Talk about it. Coaches talk about it till they're blue in the face. You know, it just can't happen. You trust Nick Dowd, and the skill guys get a little bit more leeway, and that they're going to make a play, but you still have to make the play. And yeah, you know, Schuster get, and you know, the big thing there for me, Omaha's guys stop and are standing in front of the net, and some of the St. Cloud guys are going past. As you can see, there's a white jersey right there, unfortunately, and sure enough, it ends up on one of the 3 red jerseys, and you outnumber the guys in front of the net. It's just like outnumbering them in the corner.
Well, they're going to take a look at this one. They're already reviewing it, trying to determine if Mount Pettit got himself into the crease on his own, or if he interfered with Farragher. Montpettit was falling, so.
Yeah, and you know, in the Montpettit definitely, I don't know if he whiffed or if the puck bounced or whatever as he was coming in to stop.
Here comes
I don't
the
see
call.
enough for goaltender interference.
No
I have to say it must have been in the crease. As Farragher is already down and out, I can't see the goalie interference, but he absolutely was in the crease.
Holt, first man there, puts it in behind, centering pass. At the side of the net, it rolls in! Farragher never saw it as it came out from behind. It got caught in his pads, and he inadvertently knocked it into his own net.
I think one of the Huskies' D-man might have accidentally knocked off his toe. Wow, that was a terrible bounce for the Huskies and a great bounce for the Mavericks.
Right here.
Oh my, ooh, 27 kick. Maverick here, even if he's on the ice, he still can't kick,
back.
right?
They're looking at it again.
He can't kick.
They're looking at it again.
I thought it went off the St. Cloud D-man, but it. Ooh. I don't want to make a call. I kind of was off on the last one.
Say it's good. Yeah.
That's
that. You could see Pierce's head is turned around. That's just not a flailing leg.
You can redirect
I think there's intent
you
there.
can redirect it. You can use your skate. You just cannot have a kicking motion. You can't kick the puck.
And here we go. This should be no goal again. It is.
It's a rarity to see 2 goals under review like that so quickly. Such a short span.
And it's a rarity to see Coach Blaze take these rulings so calmly. Now Hanowski back the other way. Puts it in front, they score!
Johnny Brodzinski going to the net hard. Good things happen. You know, I don't know if Hanowski saw Johnny Brodzinski going to that back post or if he was kind of throwing that to Dowd, trying to give it back to Dowd. But if he, no looks, was going to Brodzinski right there, that is a big time play and pass by the guy that the Huskies need to have going if they're going to have success this year. They've had it. He's been injured. It's tough coming out of injuries. All good things must come to an end. And that would be a good night to...
Johnson gets belted from behind by Polk, and he's going to get the gate. Penalty coming up here to Nebraska Omaha. Huskies, though, with the lead, 2-1. Here's that penalty on Polk as he flattens Taylor Johnson from behind. And he picks up a 2-minute penalty for boarding.
So not just from behind, what scares me about that 2, 3, 4 feet from the boards on guys, you just got to be careful. Guys, if guys aren't ready to get hit in that position, so easily can get injured.
Lines at the St. Cloud Green Mill. Welcome into the studio. A big win for the Huskies tonight. Before we head back down to the National Hockey and Event Center, we're going to hop into some highlights from tonight's big game. Starting things off in that first period, halfway through the period, Drew LeBlanc dishes it out of the circle. He finds Nick Jensen, who lasers this one in for the game's first goal. Here comes another rare part of tonight's game. 2 minutes after that, the Mavericks put this one in the net again. This one slides in off a skate, and this one would also be reviewed, and it will get waved off once again. So 2 waved off goals in this third period. And then halfway through, Dowd pokes this one away to Hanowski, who finds Johnny Brodzinski for the game winner. Brodzinski puts
the top dog standings, and not much happened in a 2-1 hockey game, but there was a little movement. You see, you're still on top up there with 31 points.
I want those
Everybody
goals
else,
reviewed.
Though,
I want to see if
on you.
Kosla didn't get an assist, maybe Phantom somewhere out there. No?
Yeah, Mark. I mean, come on now. You had a big night last night. Not so much, but hey, I guess overall Huskies pick up a big win, guys. So hey, but I'll take it from here, gentlemen. So thank you very much. So welcome back into studio here, taking